So today's video is another video in the Hachette Disney crochet series, and we're moving on to issue 34 today, which is the Mickey and Minnie popcorn daisy square, and we'll be making this square as shown here. Just the three colours needed today, and we need the white, the periwinkle and the sunflower, and we're starting off using our sunflower. So I've gone ahead and already put a slip knot onto my hook, and then we're chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then we want to join with a slip stitch to our first chain. And that's our foundation ring. We're then going to chain 1, and then we want to do 16 double crochets into this ring. So pull your sides apart so you can find your center, and then we're going to put our hook through the middle, pull up a loop, so we've got 2 on our hook, yarn over and pull through both loops, and we've done 1 double crochet. So we need to do another 15 of those. So hook into the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and you can move those around if you need more space. 14, 15 and 16. We're then going to finish off round 1 by joining with a slip stitch in our first double crochet. So you can see that V there, that is our first stitch that we made. So we can go into that one, pull your loop through, pull it straight through again, and we've made this ring so far. So we can fasten off the sunflower, and we're going to be working with the white next, so you can join the white to any of the stitches around the edge that you've just made. So I've attached my white to one of the double crochets and just pulled up a loop there. We're then going to chain 3. So there's 1, 2 and 3. We then want to do 4 trebles into the same stitch that we've just joined the white to. So to do a treble, we're yarning over, go into that same stitch that you've attached your white to, pull up a loop so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've done 1. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've done 2 and 2 more to go. There's 3 and there's 4. We're then going to do something similar to what we did before with our popcorn stitches. So pull that one up slightly, just so you know where that loop is. We then want to insert our hook into our third chain that we made. So our chain stitches are these 3 stitches here that we did at the beginning. So if you put your hook into your third chain, we're then going to put our other loop over our hook and then pull that one through our third chain, and it creates that kind of U. It will make it so the back of it well, it's not the back of it. I suppose if you look down on the top, it will be like a U shape because you've folded the sides in together. And that is what they are using as their popcorn stitch. After your popcorn stitch, you want to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to skip the next stitch down here, and we're going to be going into the one after, and you want to do 5 trebles into that one. So yarn over into, remember it's not the next one, it's the one after. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, similar to before, just raise that loop up slightly so you don't lose it. And we're going to do a popcorn stitch again, but we didn't have chains at the start this time. We've done 5 trebles instead. Rather, this stitch we did 3 chains, then 4 trebles. This stitch we have done 5 trebles. So those are your chain stitches at the top there. We don't want those. These are your 5 trebles. You want to go into the top of your first treble that you did, put your loop back on your hook from your last treble, and then pull that one through, and you've created another popcorn stitch, and then you can chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. We want to repeat that around the last one that we've done as many times as it says under round 2 in the magazine. I will do one more with you. I can't obviously give you the whole pattern due to copyright, but I will keep going for the minute. So remember, we need to skip a stitch and to go into the one after. So yarn over, skip the next stitch and go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've done 1 treble, and there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Raise that one slightly so you don't lose it. Go into your first treble, put your loop back on your hook, pull that one through, and chain 3. If you continue with that around as many times as it says in the magazine, I will meet you at the end of the round. I've just done my last popcorn stitch, and then I've chained 3 afterwards. The last thing we need to do is to finish off with a slip stitch into the top of our first popcorn stitch. So our first one is obviously here, just going through the stitches at the top, if I can get my hook in there, pull a loop through, pull through again, and we can fasten this one off. We're going to be working with the periwinkle in the next round, and you can join it to any of the 3 chain spaces, so any of the spaces in between the popcorn stitches. My periwinkle is now joined, so I'm chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we want to do 2 trebles into that space as well. So yarn over into that space, pull up a loop, you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and 1 more treble into that space as well. We then want to do 3 trebles into the next 3 chain space, so yarn over into that space, there's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to form a corner now, So in our next space we want to do 3 trebles, 3 chains, 3 trebles. So into that space there's 1 treble, 2 and 3, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then 3 more trebles. Oh, something is stuck. I'll try that one again. One, 2, and 3. We're then continuing with that around, so 3 trebles into the next space. 1, 2 and 3, and then you'll be at your next corner again, so it's 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. There's 1, 2, 3, 3 chains and 3 trebles again. 1, 2 and 3. If you carry on with that one just for the next couple of spaces, so do 3 trebles and then 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, I'll meet you at the end of the round. So I'm at my first corner again. We want to do 3 trebles into that corner space. And don't pick up the non-working yarn like I just did. One, 2 and 3, chain 1, and then we want to join with a half treble in our 3rd chain. So yarn over, you've got 3 chains just here, go into the 3rd one, pull a loop through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and that's the end of round 3. For round 4 we're continuing with the periwinkle, so you want to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to do 2 trebles into that corner space. So if you pull the sides apart you'll see where your corner is. So yarn over and into that space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 more treble into that space. We then want to do 3 trebles into each of the next 2 spaces. So yarn over, and your space, you can see you've got 3 trebles there and 3 trebles there, so we want to go into the space in between. So there's 1, 2 and 3, and 1, 2 and 3. We're now at the corner where we want to do 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. So yarn over into your corner, there's 1 treble, 2 and 3, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and 3 more trebles into that corner space. 1, 2 and 3. So continue with that around. It's 3 trebles in each of the next 2 spaces. Your corners are 3 trebles, your corners are 3 trebles, 3 chains, 3 trebles. I'll meet you at the end of the round. So for the last corner we're doing 3 trebles into the corner space. 1, 2 and 3. We're then doing 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, and we're then joining with a slip stitch into the top of our 3rd chain. So pull that one through and through again. You can fasten off the periwinkle. We're using the white in the next round, and if you just join it to any of the corner spaces. I've joined my white to a corner, pull up a loop, and then chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. We want to do 4 trebles into that corner space. So yarn over, and we're sticking with the same stitch that we did in the last round. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're then going to turn that one into a popcorn stitch. So you want to go in through your 3rd chain and then put the loop back on your hook from your last treble and pull that one straight through. We're then chaining 2, 1 and 2. We then want to do popcorn stitches into the next 3 gaps. So yarn over and into your next space, and we want to do 5 trebles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Go into the top of your first treble, put your loop back on your hook, pull it through, and then chain 2, 1 and 2. Another popcorn stitch into your next gap, so there's 5 trebles that need to go in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pull that one up slightly into your first treble that you did, pull the loop through and then chain 2. Another popcorn stitch, so 5 trebles into the next gap. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In your first treble, and then pull that loop through and chain 2. So into the corner space, we're doing 1 popcorn stitch, 2 chains, 1 popcorn stitch, 2 chains, 1 popcorn stitch. So 5 trebles to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In through your first treble and pull that loop through, chain 2, another popcorn stitch into the corner space. So there's 1 treble, 2, 3, 4 and 5, chain 2, and now 1 more popcorn stitch into the corner. So there's another 5 trebles that we need. There's 1, 2, 'So after those 5 trebles, I want to put my hook in through that first treble and pull that one through, and then chain 2, and then your last popcorn stitch, so another 5 trebles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remember to put your hook in through your first treble and pull that loop through, and then chain 2. So if you continue around, it's a single popcorn stitch in your 3 gaps, and in the corners it's 1 popcorn, 2 chains, 1 popcorn, 2 chains, 1 popcorn, and then it'll be another 2 chains before your 3 popcorn stitches, separated by the 2 chains as well. So I will see you at the end of the round. So I'm now back at my first corner, and I have just done 2 chains after that last popcorn stitch. So into the corner we need to do 1 popcorn stitch, 2 chains, 1 popcorn stitch, 2 chains. So yarn over, and then I'm going to do my 5 trebles into the corner space. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I will form that popcorn stitch, pull that one through and chain 2, and then my last popcorn stitch in between the 2 that we've already got. So there's 1 treble, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull my loop through, chain 2 again, and we need to join with a slip stitch into the top of our first popcorn stitch that we did. So we're going in through here, slip stitch that one. You can fasten that one off because we're going to be working with the periwinkle in the next round again, and you want to join it to any top right corner space. So here's what we've made so far. It is a bit curved up at the moment. We need to join the periwinkle where you've got the corner with your 3 popcorn stitches. You want it to go into the space between the first and the second popcorn stitch. Just knot that one on. Okay, so for round 6 we're chaining 3 to begin with, and then we want to do 2 trebles into the space that we joined our periwinkle to. So there's 1 and 2. We then want to do 3 trebles into each of the next 5 2-chain spaces. So just go straight into the next space. So there's 1 treble, 2 treble, and 3, and then I'll go straight into my next space and do another 3. There's 1, 2, and 3, and into the next one. 1, 2, I've got a small hair there, and 3, another 3 into the next one, 1, 2 and 3, and then 3 into your next one as well, 1, 2 and 3. So we've currently done 5 sets of the 3 trebles. Well, at the beginning it was sort of 3 chains and 2 trebles, but they almost look exactly the same. But we need to do one more set on this row. So we're at our first corner and we do want to do another 3 trebles into that first corner space there. After that one, we want to chain 2, and then we're going to do another 3 trebles into the next space. So you can carry on with that going around. It will be 3 trebles in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, and then chain 2. And then your clusters of 3 trebles again on the next side. I will meet you at the end of the round. So I've come to the corner for round 6. We want to do, I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of the 3 trebles. We want to do 3 more trebles into the next space. 1, 2, and 3. You then need to chain 1, and we're joining with a double crochet into the top of our 3rd chain. So go in through that one, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both, and that is the end of round 6. And we're now moving on to round 7, which is our last round before our border. We need to chain 2. And then we want to do a half treble into our corner space. So yarn over and into that space, pull up a loop, so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. We then want to do a half treble going along into each of the stitches. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many there are because I can't give too much of the pattern away, but I will do a few with you. So yarn over and then into your first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, so there's 1, into your next stitch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you continue along, I'll meet you at your first corner to show you what you need to do. So into the corners you need to do 2 half trebles, 2 chains, 2 half trebles. So yarn over, there's 1 half treble and 2 chains, and now 2 more half trebles. And then we can continue along with the half trebles into the tops of the stitches from the previous round. Again, I'm not going to keep filming because I can't show you exactly how many there should be. So if you continue along with your half trebles, in your corners it's 2 half trebles, 2 chains, 2 half trebles. So I'll meet you at the end of the round. So to finish off the last round, which is round 7, we want to do 2 more half trebles into the corner space just here. So yarn over, there's 1 half treble, and 2, we want to chain 2, 1, 2, and then finish off with a slip stitch into the top of the second chain that you did just here. So we'll pull that one straight through. We can then fasten that one off because your square is finished apart from the border. We just need to join the white to any of your corner spaces. Remember, your corner spaces are quite small. It's not the large gap down here. It is the space in between the half trebles that you've just done. So for this square, I will be doing the border that's in the magazine. I know I have changed around for some squares, but I think this square is just a standard size square. It's not too big, it's not too small. So I will be doing the border that it says, or the stitch that it says in the magazine. And then hopefully it will come out the same size as the other ones that we have done. I've attached my white to a corner space and I'm chaining 2. I then want to do a half treble into each of the next 10 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2 half trebles into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 half treble into each of the next 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, and we're at our first corner where we need to do 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble. So 1 half treble, 2 chains and 1 half treble. So continue along with 10 half trebles, 2 half trebles in your next stitch, 11 half trebles. In your corners it's 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble. I'll meet you at the end of the round. So at my last corner for my border, 1 half treble into the corner space, 2 chains, and then we want to do a slip stitch into our second chain. And that one's done. You can fasten that one off. I'll just knot that one to make sure it's extra secure. And there you go. Here is our Mickey and Minnie popcorn daisy square complete. I actually love this one. I think it looks great. This is probably my favourite colour combination. Not out of the squares that we've done, but I mean like in life in general. I wear a lot of navy and white and add a little hint of mustard. See, look at my cardigan. Just proves it. So yeah, this is right up my street. I love it. I loved the fact that we got to do the popcorn stitches as well because it makes it something quite different. I do think they look slightly messy with the way that Hachette do the popcorn stitch, because there is many different ways of doing a popcorn stitch, like I said the last time we did it. I don't like the way they've all got like bumps on the top. They wouldn't normally look like that, and they don't seem to be like all the same shape. But it's okay, it works, it looks all right, it will do. Basically, that's all I can say. It will do. So I hope you enjoyed making this square. This was issue 34. So we'll be moving on to issue 35 next, which I do have it beside me somewhere. Bear with me. 35 is the red apple square, so it looks like we're going to be making some sort of plique and stitching on again to make a shape on top, but thank goodness it's not one of the character faces, because you all know how much they drive me crazy with how long they take to do. If you've liked this video, please do leave a like or a thumbs up. It's really appreciated when you do, and any comments, as always, I will respond to every single comment, and I really do love reading your comments. They kind of make my day when I read them. I don't know why. I suppose it's just nice to know that people are still watching these videos and using them. And like I always say, if you want a notification for the next video, please do press the subscribe button, because I'm not always on the ball for posting in the Facebook groups when the next videos are out. So at least that way you get to see them straight away as soon as they're posted. So that was issue 34, the Mickey and Minnie Popcorn Daisy Square. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.